Hello everyone and welcome into my Rise of Kingdoms video number 45. And today this is going to be a little bit of an unusual video because we are going to be talking about farms. Now the reason as to why we are talking about farms in the first place is because I had someone in the comments ask me how many farms do I have, and well, what are the best what are like the best numbers to have for farms. And to be honest, I will be the easy answer is the more the merrier. Now when it comes to me, up till now I only have one farm, and to be honest, this is one of the biggest mistakes that I've made, but I'm trying to rectify it. The reason as to why I only have one farm is because this game used to allow only two accounts on one kingdom. Now if you try and make like a third account into the Kingdom 3207 that I'm currently in right now, it is not going to allow you. You can only have two accounts. Well, you can only have two accounts in the same kingdom. That is basically, that means that it's going to block you. It's not going to allow you to create another account. But people might be asking, how do you make a farm then? Like, do you have like multiple Google accounts, or how does this even work? And yes, that is one of the ways possible. One of the ways that you can have multiple farms is by having more than one Google account, which basically means you basically use like BlueStacks or something into your computer, or even switch your Google accounts in the game. And basically that's like a good way to do it, but that is not the most practical way to do it. You see, there's like, let's just say there is like a glitch into the game. One thing that you do is that Rise of Kingdoms will allow you to make a new character into a new kingdom, and then after you basically build it right, you can transport that, or basically like uh I would say like the word is coming right now. Uh, you can basically migrate it. God damn it. There it goes. You can basically then migrate the account back into your home kingdom. And that the game will allow, meaning that you can have multiple, even more than two, even more than three. You can have infinite amount of accounts if you do it this way. Once again, how do you do it? You go and create a new account, and you create it in whatever is the newest kingdom, doesn't matter which kingdom it is. And then once you have like the passport and everything, you basically migrate that into your home kingdom. And that is how everyone is making farms. That means like that you can have all of your accounts into the same Google account, and that is a good thing because it means that you are good to go. It means that wherever you are, you don't need to do all that extra bullshit stuff. All you gotta do is just have your phone with you or your computer with you, it doesn't matter, and all you gotta do is just switch to a regular account, just how you do it between two accounts. Now that is like the best way to have a farm right now. Now, as to why I only have only one farm, and the reason because of that is it's tiring. Okay, like it's really tiring to create multiple farms and just grow them at the same time. Now I don't know how other people do it, but I just look into my life. I said to myself, I only have 2 to 3 hours in a single day, so I cannot grow farms, like multiple farms at the same time. Now that doesn't mean that I cannot use multiple farms at the same time once they are already developed. So but in order for me to grow them, I just gotta grow them at least once at a time, or at least two at a time. So right now, as you can see, this is my farm account that I have right now. It is 3.7 million. Now, one good thing that you gotta know about your farm account is you really gotta know how much power it's gonna get. The reason for that is that if you're gonna migrate from your kingdom to a different kingdom, and then you're gonna take like all your farms with you, you just gotta know how much passport you will need. And those passports, trust me, those passports are really expensive. If you go and see the passport right now, it costs 100k for your alliance to buy it, but for you to buy it with silver, it's gonna cost you I believe it's 650k to actually write it, so you know exactly what I'm talking about. This is how much silver you need for a single passport. Now, that means that you should really know what you're doing with your farms. If you keep your farms between 0 and 10 million power, you will only need one passport. But if it goes beyond that, then it goes to like the second level, which is 10 million to 15 million power, and that is two passports. And then if you go from 15 million to 20 million, then you will need, you guessed it, three passports. And if you keep going and going and going, you will need even more passports and more passports. Now, the thing is, you can have like a really good farm with only, and that is like under 10 million power. Right now, I would say this farm for me, it's pretty much, I won't say like complete, but it's definitely going steady. Like right now, I took this farm exactly what I wanted to. Why have I decided now? Right now, for me, I'm not gonna upgrade the castle anymore. Right now, it's gonna stay at 20 at level 22. Why did I bring it all the way to 22? Well, here's the thing. You level 22 is the first level where you have all the five marches available. Now it's not the same thing where you farm with three marches or two marches or five marches. For anyone who has played this game, you know that the more marches, that means that the more resources you can collect at the same amount of time. So just like your main, you just want to make sure that your farm is in a really good shape and can farm as much as possible. Now, do you need to have it all the way to level 22? No, you can only have it all the way to level 11 and only have three marches, and you can create like multiple accounts. That's up to you. But personally, I like more the idea of having less farms and actually have them a little bit more developed. Now, like I said, it's up to you. Now, if you want to take it all the way to level 11, where you if you want to take it all the way to level 11, let me open this one more time, okay? Just because I want to be clear with whatever I'm saying. This is level 11. This is where you have three queues at the same time. This is level 17 where you have four queues at the same time. And this is level 22 where you have five queues at the same time. Now, of course, the more you want to upgrade and develop your farm, the more power you'll have. But that is not the biggest issue. The more resources you will spend. And those are resources that you are not sending to your main account. Like right now, I've had this farm for, I believe, about I think about 100 days or something like that, maybe a little bit less. And this is like, of course, I did send some resources to my main, but most of the resources for the last couple of months have been spent on this farm to self develop. That means that I have barely sent any resources to my main, at least as much as I wanted to send. Now is the first moment, and I just reached level 22 yesterday. Starting from here on out, I really do not have any major upgrades. I'm only going to upgrade my farms, basically my resource plots. I'm not going to upgrade almost nothing else. Of course, I'm going to need to upgrade my tech and everything, but this is the farm that I want. Like right now, I'm farming with five different marches that are all farming for me, and my main account right now is actually farming gems. Now, that does it is a single farm enough to supply your city? The answer is no. You will need, I would say, like the bare minimum of farms that you need to have, it's about three or four farms. Now, if a good amount of farms, that's about seven farms to eight farms, and of course, the more you have, the merrier. But I would say at least three or four farms are good enough if you are active enough during your day. By active enough during your day, I mean that me myself, I send my marches to farm at least four times a day. Now, if you do not have that much amount of time and you have less amount of time, then all you gotta do is create more farms. You create more farms, it's gonna take a while, trust me, it's really gonna take a while to create those farms, but you will create more farms and then you need to log in like even less during your day. So you gotta log in at least twice a day. Like if you have eight farms, you log in twice a day, you're good to go for your KVK, of course. The more resources you have, the merrier. But that doesn't exactly mean that you really just have the goal all the way to 20 farms. In my opinion, three or four farms are really good amount of farms to have besides your main. But that's up to me. That's what I'm gonna do. And maybe if I get to four farms and I feel like adding more, maybe I will change this thing up. But for now, I believe that three or four farms are enough. That being said, let me just talk about some general stuff about farm, general information that anyone who is, I would say, like an old Rise of Kingdoms player already knows this, but for anyone who is new or has stepped into the game recently, or maybe has not played this game in a while, or maybe has just forgotten about it, like this is like, let's just say, like a refresh. First of all, I want to speak about the. I'm sorry, I'm just First of all, I want to speak about the level of the farm that I was saying. Now, there's a problem with having a level 22 farm. And that thing is, once the season of conquest starts, you need a level 25 city hall in order to take this city or this castle into the season of conquest map. Basically means you do a KVK map. So one thing you could do is take this city to level 25, but it's gonna cost you a lot of resources. Like taking a city all the way from level 1 to level 25, it costs somewhere, I would say, in the north of a billion resources. Then that basically means that there is 1 billion resources that you did not send to your main and instead invested on your farm. Now, is that a good thing? Yeah, maybe for the long term, but for the short term, it basically means that your main is suffering from resources. So personally, I would not do that. What I would do is just keep it all the way to level 22 for now, for the moment, at least until your main account is like full of resources, and then you can maybe start to reinvest into your farm. So for now, I would keep it at level 22, and I would just move my main back in here and just get all the resources, transport all the resources, and then move my main back into the KVK. Now, does that mean that you will waste two more teleports from your main? Yes, but is it like a best practice? Well, imagine that you have like 4 or 5 farms, and then you have to move all 5 farms. First of all, they all have to be level 25, but then you have to move all of them into the season of conquest. Is that's like a good goal, like a good thing to have like long term, but short term, that is definitely not something that I would say it's that good. Like first of all, I would advise everyone to just take those 4 or 5 farms that they will have to level 22 and just unlock those 5 marches and just crazy farm. And then whenever you need resources, like at least I would say, like personally, I would do it at least maybe like once or twice per KVK, not even more. You would just take your main. Imagine that you have like 5 farms in here. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's a big circle. And then in the middle, right here, you have this space where you just teleport with your main account. And then you send all the resources from your farms and you just teleport out back into the KVK map. So that is what I would do. That is like the first thing. Now, what is like the best ways to collect more resources? First of all, let's go into technology. Like, what exactly do you want to do with your technology? Oh, what the hell? I'm clicking the wrong thing. With your technology, if this is going to be a farm, you want to make sure that you can research basically everything. Everything that you can research in here, do not stop and just do it. Unless it's like, uh, well, yeah, you just got to do the engineering anyway. So basically everything in here you just got to do. Now, if you do not have your city hall all the way to level 25, there's some stuff in here that you will be limited to, but it's really not important. Like you will have like some problems with the carriage and everything. It's not gonna go all the way to level 10, but this basically changes nothing but the troop load. Means that you will need less troops in order to carry the same amount of resources. But the troops aren't really a big issue for a farm. uh, all you gotta do is I would say about 150k of tier 2 siege or higher, and that is good enough to go. Now, if later this farm will, because there's people who use farm accounts even to fight. By fight, I don't mean like actively fight into the field, but I do mean they reinforce flags in order to protect them. So if you want to do that, of course, then you need to invest a little bit into your fighting technology as well. What do I mean by a little bit? You'll need to go at least all the way to tier 4 units. Tier 4 units are good enough for farms to reinforce flags even in Season of Conquest. So they're like good enough. If you want this farm to not be just a farm but also fighting city later, then you will of course need to develop some of the fighting technology as well. But for now, let's just stick to farming and let's just do whatever we can to farming. So now that I've taken my city hall all the way to level 22, like I said, I will try and research everything that I can in here, but at the same time, I will show my priority to my main, meaning that first of all, I will try and send some resources to my main, and once KVK is over and everyone is building and collecting resources, that is when I'm going to start investing on I would say like the big technologies. In the meantime, I'll just do like small stuff that require like a million resources or stuff like that. Like if I'm going to do my mathematics, that's nothing. So I would of course do it. I would not wait for my KVK to be over. If I'm going to do this, that's nothing. I will do it. But if I need to do something that requires me like 25 million resources, I would double think it. depending on how much resources I have and the on how much resources my main needs. Now, one thing, oh yeah, and we should jump to the commanders and everything that you should do with your farm. As you can see, I still have a long way to go, but one thing that you should do with your commanders is you need to invest into the gathering commanders. They should be your priority. If this is going to be a farm, that means that you can farm a lot faster. Trust me, the commanders are like a big difference when it comes to farming. First of all, if you go into farming, all your farming commanders usually have at least one of the skills that is about farming. This one, Cleopatra, she's a legendary, so she has actually two. It means the troop load, which you don't really need that much. Like I said, it's really not that very much needed unless you're kind of like attacking or raiding someone. That's when you need it, because that means that with 200k units you can carry more resources. But you're not going to be doing that from this account, so this shouldn't really bother you. Like personally, I would just like block everything and just well, of course I cannot. I would just block everything and just try and go for this one. As you can see, I've made like the big mistake of not doing that. So instead of actually going for my gathering speed bonus, I've actually upgraded my Queen of Kings, which isn't really what I want to do. But if you go in here, you will see that taking this all the way to level 5, you have gathering speed bonus 25%, and then you have another bonus of gathering stone, which is 10%, and that is added, like that's like plus the 20% that you have. So that's like a big and huge um, difference. Now, going to the talents, what is exactly what you want to do? You basically got to bring every farming commander all the way to level 24. Like sorry, I meant level 37. Level 37 is like the level where you have everything upgraded that you need from the gathering. Like none of this else stuff is just like bonuses that doesn't even matter. You can upgrade them later if you have like the free, I would say, um knowledge to spend. But personally, I would spend all my knowledge points all the way to till the commander reaches level 37, and then I would stop. Now, why level 37? Because this is what you get the 25 bonus percentage with superior tools, and you 100% want to get that, because that's another 20% that you will get. um You'll collect resources faster. Now, if you go in here, you have another one, which is the more the merrier. This gives another 6% extra. So if you're like farming 100k, or let's say if you're farming 1 million resources, you will gain 60k extra, which is a really good thing to do. And going all the way through him, like everything in here, there's like bonus gathering speed. There's another 30% in here for every single resource, from gold to stone. All the gems are not included. So this is what you do with every commander. Now, a good thing that I would recommend that I haven't really done myself the best way is, well, I did do it the best way, but I screwed up with Cleopatra, is you want to go for these commanders first. You want to go like from, if you're going from rarity, you want to go with Centurion first. He's easier. Like the lower the type of the commander, like if it's like an epic commander or a legendary commander, the epic commander is going to require less re, uh, knowledge points than the legendary commander to upgrade itself, meaning that you can upgrade Centurion a lot faster with less experience points than you would need for Cleopatra. Like if you see right now, this guy needs 270k points to go all the way to level from 38 to 39, but if you go to Cleopatra, she needs the same amount of points to go from level 33 to level 34. So you can just imagine the big difference between the commanders. That means you will need at least 1 million extra points to get Cleopatra to level 37. Sorry. That being said, you just want to make sure that you find every gathering commander in here, and whenever you have knowledge points, you upgrade it. Now, with a farm, this is the reason as to why I upgrade my troops all the way to tier 2 at least, even tier 3 is good enough, is because you want to get some of these levels in. Why you want to do that is because you're going to get those free knowledge points that you will definitely need, all common knowledges that you will definitely need to upgrade your commanders. Now, this is going to take a while. Of course, this is not your main account, so you will not invest that heavily into the technology as to actually, I would say, do all 80 levels and then get like insane amounts of knowledge points daily. but you will get enough. Like if you take this all the way to like level 40 or level 45, level 50, it's too much, I would say, for this. But if you manage to take it all the way to level 40, it's good enough, and you're gonna get there in about 1 or 2 months. You'll see that you will have enough knowledge points to get all your gathering commanders up there. Now, what's another thing that I should actually mention? Whenever you're farming, if you have the possibility, do make sure to actually farm into your alliance territory. If you actually, like for everyone who's farming inside the alliance territory, you get 25% bonus gathering speed. So that's an extra bonus to gathering speed that you want to have in order to start collecting faster. So this is very much needed. What's like another advice that I could give? Now, if you go and explore the map on resource wise, I really haven't moved my farm ever since like I migrated because it really wasn't. I don't know, like I didn't think too much of it. But one thing you could do and you should do is just move closer to altars. Okay, whatever. If you move closer to holy sites, as you can see, the resource plots are always better close to the holy sites. So you gotta find at least something in here. Let's see, like a level 3 holy site or something. This is like a level 3 holy site. If we see the resources all the way around, it's like level 5 and level 6 resources. So this is where you wanna place your heave or like your if your alliance is actually has territory near here, that's really good. This is what basically what you wanna aim. You wanna aim all your farms like somewhere around here and just keep that nice sweet spot in the middle for your main to join. um let's see, so that's like a good thing as to where you should place your farm on the map. Now let's just see if I've forgotten about everything. Let me just remember what's something else that I can actually do. Mm, oh yeah, the barb forts. Now for everyone who is going for those level 25 barb farms and is actually has actually invested hard into the level 4 tier 4 units, one thing that you could do is if you're going to join the season of conquest with your farms, and that is what you basically want to aim, that's like your outside your final goal. You want to take that farm to level 25, but only once everything is good and you have enough resources for your main. If you have enough resources for your main that you see that you do not have the need, you can basically spend your resources on your farm and just try and get that sweet level 25 city hall. Now, if you go into Season of Conquest, one thing that I will show you, and for that I just gotta switch up to my main, is the barb forts. That is definitely something that you can and should do with your farms, but that is like at the later stage of your farming. So that being said, I really do want to show it because it's really interesting and it's something that I myself should start doing. Now I don't know if anyone else has mentioned this, but personally I would do it. But I believe there should be people in there who have mentioned it. Now, if you go in here, if you can see, I just did like a level 7 barb fort. Now look at the insane amount of resources I'm gathering from this. Each one of these packs grants me 10,000 food, wood, stone, or gold, whatever it is. Now that means that in this here alone, I have 500k. I have 500k resources. That means 500,000 of resources per single hit on a level 7 barb fort. So one thing that you can do is basically once your season of conquest starts, you can have all your farms together and you can have that big powerful farm or your main account start a rally for a level 7 fort, and then you can make all your farms basically join that rally. If you can have at least like 5 to 6, well, I'd say like 5 farms. Let's say you have 5 farms and plus your main, that's like 6 accounts. That means that you are gaining 3 million resources per hit on a single rally. But you can do all the way up to, I believe, if it's gonna take me 140 points to do a rally, and I have one, yeah, you can basically do all the way to 15 rallies. Let me just say, you can do like 15 rallies per day, let's just say that's like the bare minimum that you can do, because you have about 2000 AP points to spare in a single day. So that's 50 rallies on a level 7 fort. Now, if for every rally you take 500k, that means that you are equal to, basically means 7.5 million resources only by doing rallies. Now imagine that you have 5 farms now, so we're gonna do that times, where are you? They're going to do the time, well, actually times 6, because it's 5 farms plus your main. That means that you are, is that 30, let's just see, 5 times 6, 30, and another 15, so that is 45 million resources per day. And that is just doing your forts, that is doing nothing else. That doesn't include the farming, that doesn't include your resource spot, that doesn't include nothing. So that means that for anyone who has like big level farms, like level 25 farms, and you can join the season of Conquest, that is awesome. If you can do that, and you have the time, of course, because you do need the time to do the force and everything, you will need to require about 2 to 3 hours a day, but that is like a great way to build on some resources. Personally, that is what I would say. Like, I don't think that I have anything else to say. Like for those who will keep. Oh yeah, like do make sure when it comes to troop training on your farms, I would say just keep your siege, nothing else. Of course, if you saw my farm right now, I'm farming a little bit of everything on my farm, and the reason for that is because I need to have as many troops as possible in order to start farming. But once I have enough siege, and the siege are like the most important troops for farming, I will delete all the other types of troops and just keep my siege. Why I want to do that is because you can be a really juicy target if you're gonna bring, like, even if you do not bring your, I would say, like your farm into KVK, there might be like traders on your kingdom who will just basically take your farms, and the more troops you have to heal, the bigger the damage, and the more uh I would say like the bigger damage, and you will lose a lot more troops basically. So do not do that. Just keep your farms, just keep enough siege units, and that's about it. Now, if you have like a battering ram zone, which basically keeps 50k of your troops, I would say like safe, so you can like heal straight up with your resources needed, but you will need to heal the rest. So to make sure that you are under capacity, but at the same time you really do not need those other troops. I'd say like, of course, if you're like a level 25 troop, you'll need about, I would say, 100k to 150k of each troop, and that is about it. Why you need 150k of each troop is just for the rallies and nothing else. But that's basically everything I would do. But I would not just spam train on my farm, because that is not something that I'm gonna use. Like once I get like a certain threshold of units, there's really nothing that I could do with my farm, unless it's like a fighting farm, which is gonna reinforce flags and stuff like that. But if it's not gonna do that, then do not train 100% of the time on your farm, because you are wasting resources that you can send to your main. Oh yeah, right. That's another thing that I needed to say and I forgot about it. The big difference of taking your farm all the way to City Hall 25 from City Hall 22 is also the tax rate. You need to know, like, for every 1 million resources that you send to your main, you will lose 14% to your merchant. That means that all the 80, let me just do it like this, because every single time I'm speaking with numbers, I feel like I'm just messing it up. So for every 1 million resources that you will send, you have a tax of 40%. A tax of 40% means that you will lose 140k resources, and only 860k resources will actually reach your main. So this is the amount that you are getting. You are getting this amount on your main, even though you are sending this amount. Now, that's for level 22. Now, if we go for level 25, you only 8%. So that means that you will lose only 80k resources per million, and instead you will go all the way up to 920k resources. So that is like a really big difference of about 80 resources that personally I wouldn't really try to lose that. And I would say that's about it when it comes to like advices that you can do regarding your farm account and stuff to look out for. That's basically all you gotta do, and there's really nothing else that I'm. It's coming back to my mind. Yeah, that's basically everything. Oh, like a bonus tip that I could give, but this is not included for the farm, is something that I'm doing right now. Is, as you can see, I'm in this zone, but there's really not too many gems into this zone. So sometimes I really have to step up into the zone 5, and whenever I step into the zone 5, there's a big chance that I'm getting attacked. So good thing that I'm doing right now is that I am trying to train level 1 or level 2 siege units, and I'm always sending like 200 or well about enough units to like right now I've sent only 5k units. So that means that even if they kill me, they will only kill 5k units of my training siege, and I can just heal them all the way, like straight back. So that basically is like a good advice of something to do. Like, do not get those level 4 or level 5 siege units to collect gems out there. Instead, just do like level 2 siege units, and even if your enemy like tries to kill them, they will basically get nothing from it. So you will only lose small amounts of troops, and you can just heal them straight away, and you can even train them straight away. So yeah, this is basically everything that I have to say about this video. I'm really sorry if I messed some stuff up. I'm not like the best person, I would say, at like constructing content. So, but I really hope that somewhere uh, along the lines, if you kept up with me all the way up to this point, you managed to understand some stuff of what I said. And I really hope that this information helps you into your Rise of Kingdom journey. So thank you all for stopping by. Like and subscribe if you like the content. If you do not like the content, be sure well, do unlike, of course, but if it's possible, just let me know of whatever it is that you would like me to do better or stuff like that. So, yeah, thank you all for staying with me, and this is all about it. See you in the next one.